I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. Area residents looking for additional details about Medicare have an opportunity to learn more at an event this afternoon. John Arking has the details.
Deborah Sefton is the owner of Atlantic Benefit Consultants, a locally owned and operated independent health insurance broker, which will be hosting a free educational Medicare seminar at the Palm Coast Community Center beginning at 3 p.m.
So the basics of Medicare. When people turn 65, they really don't understand the nuts and bolts of Medicare, and we try to keep it as simple as possible and answer all their questions. It's an educational event. We don't offer any sales material or anything like that. We don't promote a certain carrier. We just tell you what your basic options are, the differences between all the products, and what penalties you can avoid and how to avoid them.
Sefton says they'll try to answer as many questions as they can, but they will need people to register.
We go over if you have employer coverage, is it best for me to maybe take employer coverage or should I go on Medicare? So there's all kinds of different scenarios that we'll put out there, and people are free to ask questions. It's very informative, and it lasts about an hour. There's no tickets. They can just actually call 383-3101 and register, or they can simply show up. But to ensure that there is enough room, we do have quite a lot of people coming, and if they register, you'll ensure that you have a seat.
From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
Flagler Beach is looking for its next leader.
Interim City Manager Rick McFadden said Flagler Beach is looking for a permanent city manager.
We have sat down with the people who are putting out the advertisements and setting up interviews for the new city manager. Hopefully, he will be in place by April.
McFadden said there are about a dozen applicants for the position. He said that he plans to be in place until the end of next year, but the city manager needs to be in place before the new budget starts taking shape. To listen to the full interview with Rick McFadden, download the Flagler radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, what projects is Flagler Beach taking on right now? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
2 Flagler County emergency planners get a statewide certification. Karen Johnson has more.
Flagler County emergency management planners Neelan Joseph and Leah Tardanico are now certified as Florida Associate Emergency Managers and will be formally conferred at the 2021 Florida Emergency Preparedness Association Awards ceremony in Miramar Beach. Jonathan Lord is the Flagler County Emergency Management Director.
And what the certification does, it really acknowledges the level of training that they have done as well as their professional contributions to the field of emergency management.
Lord says this is one of the highest levels of professional achievement available from the Florida Emergency Preparedness Association, which has in its membership more than 750 emergency management officials. He says the goal is to have all of the emergency management staff certified and eventually the entire program accredited. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
15 years later, it's kind of phenomenal.
And Palm Coast Mayor Melissa Holland's sister Jen simply couldn't believe that someone had found her late husband's wedding band that had gone missing in Flagler Beach more than a decade ago.
I was shaking, crying, smiling. I had so much emotions that couldn't even wrap my head around it. I thought this was gone forever.
The wedding band, engraved with their wedding anniversary date and their names, Todd and Jennifer, was found by a man who was using a metal detector on the beach in Jungle Hut in January of 2018. Jen's husband died 15 months ago, and to have this momentum back at this time means so much.
This is phenomenal for me. It was definitely a sign from my husband. I feel like everything was in line. Actually sit there and look at something that we engraved on for our wedding day I can't even explain how I felt, really.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.